All right, we are going to jump right into today's presentation because I have so much information and content to share with you. I encourage you to take notes. You can ask questions. I will try to monitor the chat. Let's get this in the corner so I can see that. If you put comments in there, I will answer those, or feel free to unmute yourself and just interrupt me as well. I am recording this presentation for those who weren't able to make it tonight. So if you have a friend, another delegate that wasn't able to make it, I will be posting and sharing a copy of this presentation. But I'm glad that you're here with me. So thank you for taking time out today. Everyone can see the full screen, correct? Awesome. I'm Dr. Kella Price. I'm a fitness content creator of HealthyFit. And last year I launched my program HealthyFit Queens that I'm sharing with you today. I'm also on YouTube. If you haven't connected with me on YouTube and watched any of my videos, I have a bunch of samples of different workouts on there for you, and reviews of fitness stuff and all kinds of exciting things. So I encourage you to reach out to me. I'm very accessible. You can contact me via phone, email, social media, however you prefer. I'd like for you to introduce yourself in the chat. If you could give everyone your name, location, what title you're holding at Miss Earth USA, and what you want to learn today, that would be great. So you can just pop that in the chat. I will try, if there's something that you bring up that you wanted to learn and you have a burning desire to find out about today and it's not on the agenda, I will try to add that to my list of things to follow up or do a separate video for you all at a later time. So go ahead and put your info in the chat with your location, where you're logging in from, your title, and what you want to learn today. So for today's training, I would appreciate if you set aside some distractions so that you can dive deep into what we're talking about, ask questions, take notes, make a plan for what you're going to do with the information I share with you today. Because if you don't, if you aren't able to collect the information and do something with it, it's nice to know, but we want to be able to apply it. Use me as a tool for connecting, for support and encouragement in our Facebook groups. I encourage you to post in social media, and don't forget to believe in yourself. Have self-confidence in what you're setting out to do at Miss Earth USA. Let's look at the chat really quick. Importance of balance in your eating plan, sustainable diet, meal prep for pageant week. We're going to talk about meal prep. Pageant week is a little bit different in terms of planning to be at a hotel, but I'll try to touch on that. Balancing mental health and physical health, we're going to talk about that. Learning how to be our healthiest self. Good, all great things to talk about. So HealthyFit, I actually have 8 different brands under the umbrella of HealthyFit that I design and deliver the workouts for. And they're on the screen here. But my motto for the company is creating health and wellness for everybody, meaning that regardless of where you're at in your fitness, health, and wellness journey, we have something to do to help you create a healthier lifestyle. So we want to help empower you, no matter your fitness level and ability, to create that healthier, sustainable lifestyle. I look at the total body health and wellness. Some of you may have worked in the past with a personal trainer and they focus just on the exercise, but they forget about some of the other parts. Or maybe you have gone to a nutritionist and you've gotten a meal plan, but they don't do anything with the fitness element. I look at all aspects of your total body wellness, from the psychological piece of creating emotional resilience and a positive mindset, having clear priorities, and planning for good work-life balance. From an emotional perspective, having that positive attitude, being able to have that inner peace as we go through the holiday season and get ready for pageant week. From the social aspect, looking at good health from having positive, fulfilling, supportive relationships, a good support system. From a spiritual perspective, having the ability to have clear values, have a purpose and meaning for the things that you're doing, including this pageant. And from a physical perspective, having that good nutrition, having enough sleep, drinking enough water, being able to manage the stress in your life. And looking at this, we want to encompass all aspects of self-care in our health and wellness plan, because that's when we're going to get the best results and feel the best from the inside out. So our fitness philosophy, my teaching method when I'm with people in the gym, whether you're live in my studio or on Zoom, is encouraging and supportive. I like to have a personal connection with individuals, but I have a high level of education. So all of my workout programs are evidence-based exercise and nutrition. So with my master's degree in exercise science and 2 nutrition certifications and an emphasis in sports nutrition, I'm a speed conditioning coach. I do corrective exercise. I have a lot of experience working with a wide range of people. And so I utilize all of those tools to create compelling and effective programs for all of you. As I mentioned, HealthyFit has a number of formats: Bikini Body Camp, HIIT 30, Bar and Yoga Shredded, Athlete Strength Program, HealthyFit Seniors, MMA Cardio Kick, Stretch Mobility and Recovery, HealthyFit Kids, AquaFit, and the program that I use in pageant preparation, which is HealthyFit Queens. As I mentioned, our program is total wellness. So the first thing we want to look at in terms of how I can help you is exercise. Our goal in exercise, we have a couple different goals in mind, and depending on where you're at physically, some of the goals may be more important to you than other goals. But we're looking at building muscle, because muscle burns fat and muscle helps us burn more calories throughout the day. It also gives us that toned and tightened, defined figure that we want to have on the stage or the runway. Reduce fat, tone. Exercise also boosts our energy. This energy is important for all aspects of life, not just our pageant. And building self-confidence, because when we exercise, we feel better about our body, and then that translates to how we present ourselves, whether it's on the stage or at work or at school. So at HealthyFit, we look at the total body exercises. Our workouts combine strength, cardio, and core in 30-minute exercise sessions in a variety of formats, because I know everyone's busy, right? So we want it to be effective in that 30 minutes so that you can get it done and move on with your day. For all of you, we have Zoom sessions available that you could log in. I teach classes Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, but I also have an on-demand library for those who can't make that particular time frame and want to experience the different classes. I also have the ability to customize in personal training to target specific areas if there's a concern that you might have. For all of you, I am offering some special private sessions. These are our live Healthy Fit Queen sessions. And I have the dates here, and I'll create a PDF and send this out to everyone of the slides. But if you want to jot down these as like a save the date in your calendar, we have Saturday, December 11th at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be doing a bikini body camp workout. Wednesday, December 15th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, a HIIT 30 workout. Wednesday, December 22nd, I promote good mental health and awareness for suicide prevention. And so the 22nd of every month, I have my clients do a suicide awareness walk because 22 military veterans commit suicide every day, and that's a lot. It's way too many. So on the 22nd of every month, we do suicide awareness. To participate in that, this will be an on your own activity, walking 2.2 miles or 22 minutes, again, on your own. And then Tuesday, December 28th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll have a yoga and meditation renewal session. So we have something going on every week in the month of December for you to help support some of your goals in the live setting. And you'll notice I varied the days of the week and the times for morning and evening. So hopefully you can make some or all of these. I also have some fitness resources for you. The monthly challenge group is listed here. Oops. I was going to try to copy it into the group page and it won't let me copy it. The monthly challenge group page has some free, fun monthly challenges. This month, the movement challenge is posted. You can participate in that group as just something extra and fun to add on to your workout to keep you motivated through the month of December. You all have access to my VIP group. Normally people pay to access this group, but I am providing it to you as one of your sponsors as a gift. And there are things in there: mental health, professional development, meal plans, all things total health and wellness. And you can request to join that. When you request, you can put in the comments, because it asks you a few questions, what your title is, Miss Earth USA, in case I don't recognize your name, because again, most people pay for access to that group. And then I'll be sending you the Healthy Fit Queens guidebook. I have to download the list of all of you that attended today, and I'll be sending you that. That is a plug and play program that has a journal for tracking your food and writing down what you eat every day, and pre-recorded workouts that you can access from my YouTube channel with links. And there are different types of workouts, just like when we do our live workouts. I have different types of exercise incorporated because we want to target muscle groups in different ways to get results. So each day you'll have a different workout to do, and you can do that for the upcoming weeks until the pageant. So as a personal trainer or fitness coach, I was actually ranked #2 last year by Pageant Planet as best trainer in 2020, and was recently nominated as best coach by the Global Beauty Awards. So I'm really excited about that. And I would appreciate your help if you would provide a review after you've had the opportunity to try one of my workouts or after our seminar tonight, based on the information that I've shared and taught you. If you could provide a review, I would really appreciate it. And everyone who posts a review will get a gift as my thank you. I also offer support and encouragement to each and every one of you. I know it's really important to provide that to you because I want to build you up and keep you motivated, but also encourage you, because not all of us have a good support structure outside of our pageant bubble. We might have family and friends that maybe aren't in pageantry and don't understand. And so I'm happy to be your biggest cheerleader throughout this process. And so when you get discouraged, please reach out to me. Again, I can provide you support through those live Zoom workouts that all of you will have access to. You just need to message me when you want to come, and I'll provide you the link to log in for the workouts. They are by reservation, so you can reserve by text. Text is probably the best way, so that I know that you're coming to the workout and I can expect you. And again, those are 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I can give you support and encouragement in that VIP group. And if you post on social media throughout our Healthy Fit Challenge and tag me at Healthy Fitness Life Coach, at Kella Price, at Healthy Fit Queens, I will respond and encourage you in that way on social media as well. And if you ever have a question, you can always reach out to me via email or text message, and I will respond. Let's talk now and switch gears in terms of nutrition. I have a couple resources for you for nutrition. There's a free nutrition group that has recipes and meal plan ideas. There's also a number of meal plans in the VIP group that you have access to. I just posted a bunch of new ones today, and I have a few more that I'm going to post, including some amazing lower in sugar dessert recipes, some crock pot recipe cookbook. What else? Some really good one. Oh, a pasta one. I don't know if I posted that yet, but I have one that is healthy pasta ideas and pasta alternatives. I also provide one-on-one nutrition coaching and support, and a number of you are already taking advantage of that. And that's where we really dial in and identify where we can improve what you're eating, and maybe the quantities or the timing of what you're eating, the types of food that you're eating to get better results. Because no matter how much time you spend in the gym, I'm sure you've heard you can't out-exercise a bad diet. And really, I am an advocate for healthy, sustainable living. If you are on this call and you're hoping to lose 30 pounds before Miss Earth USA, you're talking to the wrong person. Go somewhere else. Because we really want you not necessarily to do a crash diet or have something so strict that you're gonna have a terrible holiday season, but I want you to create healthier habits, not just to get you through the pageant, but that you can carry on later. And that is really my goal and my wish for all of you. So the one-on-one nutrition coaching and support, that's when I provide you customized feedback and talking to you about based on your goals and maybe your dietary needs, whether you're vegetarian, vegan, if you have an autoimmune disease, diabetes. I'm knowledgeable on how to get you what you need in terms of nutrition so that you feel the best each and every day from the inside out. There's a journal page in the Healthy Fit Queens Guide, and those of you who are doing one-on-one nutrition coaching and support have additional guides that have tools in them as well in more detail. So I want to get some feedback from the chat. Now, what are some of the challenges you face in making healthier eating choices? Share those in the chat so we can talk about them. Not having time to cook. Yes, that is a common thing. I think that's 90% of the population. Busy work schedule, time it takes to plan and prepare, stress eating. Yes, A lot of people have a stress or emotional eating. Healthy food eating. Wheat gluten allergy. Oh, I feel you there. I can't do wheat or gluten. Sweet tooth. So we have a lot of different challenges here. Late night cravings, not having healthy food in the house. That's probably, there's so many different things. Oh my gosh, you guys have very common obstacles or challenges that I hear from lots of clients. Like busy schedules, picky eaters, lack of whole foods, emotional or mindless eating. And probably something, I don't think anyone mentioned it, but it's definitely going to be a challenge. I told one of my clients today that this is probably one of the hardest times to prepare for a competition because we have holiday parties. There's going to be lots of opportunities to have sweets, eating probably later at night, alcohol, lots of things that can totally derail you if you let it. So let's talk about busy schedules. We can overcome that with simple eating suggestions. It doesn't have to be overly complicated to eat healthy. You have meal plan assistance. I provide my clients with meal plans, and you have access to those in the VIP group. I don't tell you what to eat. I'm not going to give you a calendar that says you have to eat yogurt for breakfast. That's for you to decide what you feel like and how it can fit in your healthy eating. But as a nutritionist, I can help you, give you options or ideas of things to incorporate into your diet and suggestions to make your eating a little bit healthier. Having healthy snacks is really a key for busy schedules and meal prep for sure. I'm sure you've probably heard you are what you eat. So it's really important to reduce eating out and convenience foods because they're loaded with preservatives, additives, extra stuff that you don't want in your body, as well as typically they're packed with extra sugar, extra sodium, and extra calories. You'll typically eat almost double the amount of calories when you go out to eat than you will if you cook a meal at home. You want to plan for the unexpected because when we don't plan for the unexpected, you might have heard if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. There's things that always happen, right? You go to do errands or you're running around, you have an appointment, the appointment runs over and you've missed your snack and now you're hangry and you have a choice of going through the drive-through, picking up something at the gas station, or if you planned ahead and you have emergency snacks with you in your purse, in your car, in your backpack, you can pull out those emergency snacks. Whew, disaster averted, right? Setting the example. Those of you who are misses and have kids, setting an example is so important. And getting everyone in the family involved in healthy eating makes it easier for you to stay on that healthy path for a longer period of time. When you eat better, you have more energy. It's easier to maintain that healthy weight, and you reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and other illnesses. So I try to make it easy to eat healthy, and this is a general a plate here, and this is generalized of what we're looking for in terms of most of your meals. And if you use this as a guideline, this is a great place to start because most people don't eat enough vegetables. Incorporating vegetables in every meal is so important to getting the essential nutrition and vitamins that you need. Most women don't eat enough protein, so having at least a quarter of the plate with protein and then that other quarter for your carbohydrates. We should also be eating 1 to 2 servings of fruit each day, preferably fresh because you're getting the added, the liquid from the fruit and the nutrition. When we get a dried fruit, while it is a fruit, you have taken out all the water and compressed it into a sweet little morsel. I call it like nature's candy because it is a higher in sugar. So you can eat a lot more fresh fruit than you can dried fruit. Eating 1 to 2 servings of healthy fats each day. A serving is like a third cup. Some of the ones that I love and recommend: avocado, low-fat cheese like mozzarella or feta cheese, your nut butters, olives, seeds. And especially when we're trying to lose weight, I often recommend trying not to eat carbohydrates at dinner unless you're doing a late night workout, like you're going to eat dinner and then you're going to work out. Then those carbohydrates could be beneficial. But most of us are fairly sedentary in the evening. And so if you eat those carbohydrates and then you sit on the couch from dinner until bedtime, or you're on your laptop working, you're probably not burning off those carbohydrates, and so they're going into storage. So typically I recommend that those carbohydrate servings would be at breakfast, early snacks, lunchtime, and then at dinner time, we would just replace that part of your plate with vegetables. And you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, well, I usually have pasta for dinner. Well, something like a veggie noodle, as an example, would be a good alternative. There's ways to substitute items, but a lot of it is that American mindset of having the carbohydrate as the main part of the meal. So we want to create a healthier plate. I'd encourage you to try new things. Read labels. If you can't understand what's on the label, it probably shouldn't go in your mouth. So if it has all kinds of scientific names that sounds like a science formula, it's probably not something you want to eat. We want to try to stick with minimally processed foods. So that's shopping. You might have heard the outside edge of the grocery store, your fresh fruits, your fresh vegetables, all your fresh meats, the things that are not pre-packaged in boxes to sit on a shelf for a long period of time are always best. I noticed someone had said healthy food is expensive, and in certain parts of the globe, I don't know if our friend from Hawaii is here. They probably have, you would think it would be so easy to grow things in that tropical environment because it is an island. Their food costs are a lot higher. But the way to get around that is to look for the specials. So buying things that are in season. My son had me go to this store, and I always get them to help me with the grocery list to pick the fruits and vegetables that they want to eat, because if they pick it, they're more likely to eat it at dinner, right? And he had on his list strawberries and blackberries and mango and a bunch of other things, apples. Well, strawberries and blackberries are not in season. Those are summer vegetables, or fruits. So they're going to be more expensive because they're in lower supply, and they're not going to taste as good because they're not in season. And so they've had to manipulate how they're growing them in order to make them grow. If you buy fresh local from like a farmer's market, I know here we have a farmer's market every Monday, and you can get things there at a lower cost, and it's going to taste better because it's less time from harvest to table. It's going to have more nutrition for that same reason. You're supporting the local economy, and hello, we're supporting the environment too, because there's less transportation costs and things that are involved with getting the produce and the items to you. I also look, when I go to the grocery store, I look for the specials. So in the salad section, they'll mark in the clamshells of even the organic spinach and things, if it is due to expire like today or tomorrow, they'll mark it down 50 to 75% off. If I'm going to eat it that day, I'm going to save a lot of money by buying that clamshell and taking it home. If it's something like spinach that I'm not going to eat, maybe there's 2 clamshells of spinach, let's say. Spinach freezes beautifully that you can add it to pastas or smoothies. I'll buy that extra clamshell and throw it in the freezer. And then when it's all frozen, the spinach, you can smash it down and it crumbles into little bits, and then you can use it in other things. So I look for things that are marked down. Some of the less pretty fruits or vegetables, sometimes they mark those down as well and put them in a discount rack. The same thing goes for meat. If it's close to the date that it's the sell-by date, they will mark down those products. So I go there and sometimes I find organic chicken and things. Meat prices are crazy right now. So I get those marked down meat items and I'll throw those in my freezer, and the day that I'm going to use them, I take them out and I cook them the same day. So it's a great way to save a huge amount of money. It's like one of my favorite hacks. Sometimes you can find also grocery stores that sell like dented cans and marked down produce at a special price as well. It all depends on your particular market. And I saw someone said that they had a garden, and that is a great way to save money on the items that you can grow. They even have hydroponic gardens now that you can grow things inside in like a tower for a relatively small amount, which you probably can't grow anything before January. But if that's something going forward that you want to do to have available additional produce, that is definitely a good idea. Okay. So some of you might be thinking, okay, you told me a quarter of the plate needs to be carbohydrates, but I thought carbs were bad. No, carbs are not bad. The wrong type of carbs are what we're trying to stay away from. So we want to focus on minimally processed, fiber-filled carbohydrates. Say yes to whole grains, your ancient grains like farro, your root vegetables, cassava, your potatoes, your beans. Say no to the processed things, your white bread, your pasta that you find in the box area, chips, pastries, all those highly processed foods. We want to stay away from those. Those are the carbohydrates that are less than optimal. So let's talk about how this plate might look for different meals. Get ready to type in the chat, share your ideas with your friends that are on the call today. For breakfast, some ideas that I love. I love a good avocado toast on a bread, a multi-grain bread if you are eating grains, or a grain-free bread. I typically do a poached egg on there. Sometimes I'll add a meat like a smoked salmon, and typically I will also add tomato, put it on a bed of lettuce. So I'm getting a ton of veg in. I've got my protein. On the right is oats. If you are allergic to oats like me, you can do a quinoa or a note meal, which would be like a chia flaxseed combination with fruit on it. And if you need extra, if you want to put protein into that, you can do that by adding maybe some peanut butter as an option. Omelets, veggie omelets are a great idea because eggs are the easiest way to incorporate those vegetables. The other option that I typically will recommend is like egg cups or making a frittata in advance. You can throw veggies in your smoothie with your protein powder. And if you can't incorporate, or maybe you're not eating eggs that day to throw the veg in, sometimes I'll just get leftover veg from the night before and heat that up and eat it as a side. Yes, sometimes my kids look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm getting those veg in, and that's an easy way to do it. Someone's asking, what is better, normal egg or egg whites? Well, It really depends. You're going to have less calories if you go with the egg whites. And if you're really consuming a high level of protein, like when I'm training for a fitness competition, I'm going to do the egg whites. Or there's some discussion about the cholesterol content with the egg yolks, but there's research now that that doesn't actually cause high cholesterol, but your body doesn't process the cholesterol the same if you have cholesterol issues. So if you have cholesterol issues, your doctor's probably going to tell you not to eat the egg yolk. Yogurts are good depending on the yogurt. So again, reading the labels, yogurt can be a great breakfast because you're getting some protein. I make my own coconut yogurt. If you're getting yogurt at the store, you need to read how much sugar is in that yogurt. Some of those have like 16 grams of sugar. That's 16 teaspoons of sugar in the little cup. So make sure you read the label. Generally, the ones that have sweet, like a flavor or a sweetener in them, are going to have much more sugar. Bagels are going to be your processed, any of your breads you want to try to minimize as much as possible. But when I do buy bread, like for my kids, or if I'm making something that requires bread, I'm going to try to get something from the bakery because it doesn't have the added preservatives and it's fresh. And I'm going to look for something that's multi-grain or has like the chia flaxseed type thing in there as well. Okay. Let's look at lunch ideas now. Again, we have that plate. You want to picture half with veg, protein, and your carbohydrate. Here are some ideas. Salads are my go-to for lunch. I love a good salad, and there's an infinite number of possibilities for salad and what you put on there. I always make sure I incorporate a protein. You can throw some carbohydrate on the salad. Like I think this one in the picture has couscous on it, but you could also do like quinoa on the salad or any kind of the ancient grains left over from the night before. And then on the other side of the plate, we have, you could do chicken, and this also looks like a salad, but you could also do like a zucchini noodle or something like that as well. For dressing, if you're gonna have dressing, again, read the labels. Think about how long dressing keeps in your refrigerator. A long time. When I moved to Texas, I think I had old dressings in my fridge that my husband had bought that were like 4 years old and he was still using them. Gross. So I try to make homemade dressings. If you can Google some recipes or reach out to me and I'll be happy to send you, like if you like ranch, say I'd like a ranch dressing recipe and I'll try to find one. Fresh made dressings, you can make them and they last about 7 to 10 days in the fridge. A lot of them you have to take them out when you're getting the salad ready to warm up because the oil will separate from the other parts. Depending on what you put on the salad, you might not even need a dressing. If I'm doing like a Mexican theme salad and I have fresh pico de gallo, that chopped up pico is juicy enough that I don't need anything else. Or if I'm throwing some black beans on there or some chopped avocado, it's going to give me a little bit of other textures that it's not going to require anything else. You could also do lemon juice. I do balsamic vinegar a lot. Lettuce wraps are also another great option. Do you suggest seasonal veg with lentil soup and a cup of rice? Yeah, lentil soup is a great, lentils have a good source of protein and a carbohydrate. You probably don't even need the rice in there when you have the lentil soup. Seasonal veg is always a good option. Preferably steamed or grilled. When you go to a restaurant, don't be afraid to ask them how they prepare something and make a special request. Like, oh, I'd like to have the vegetables steamed with no butter or seasoning. And then you can add your own salt and pepper at the table. Dinner ideas. On the left side here, we have some grilled vegetables and your salmon. And on the right, we have a side salad with some chicken. A lot of times I'll do grilled vegetables with my dinner. And those will be vary depending on what kind of meat that I have. If you have some ideas of things that you typically have for dinner, go ahead and type them in. Question was, what types of fish would you recommend? Salmon is great because it has those omegas in it. I would look for fish that is not farm raised because the nutrition is going to be less optimal on those. Try to get something that's wild caught and is sustainable. And again, this ties in great with protecting the earth. You can Google at the store if you're not sure, sustainable wild caught fish, and it will come up with lists. There's organizations that produce lists regularly, and you can determine what it is that you want to select. White fish is good, and it's light. You can put it in with a lot of things. What is the latest you recommend to eat dinner? That's a great question. It depends what time you go to bed. So you have to backtrack. I would recommend no later than 3 hours before you go to bed, because that gives your body enough time to process what you've eaten. So if you go to bed at 9, the latest you want to eat is 6. That was a great question. Zucchini boats are great. We did those a lot as a kid, or stuffed peppers. Corn soup. I'm not sure what's in that, but anything that has vegetables and is not a cream-based soup, if it has a broth base to it, it's going to be definitely better for you. And soup is great because I like to throw in whatever vegetables I have in my freezer or leftover in my fridge in a soup. And it makes it really tasty. You can also do the same thing with like your pasta sauce, throwing in any of your leftover vegetables, chop them up small, or sometimes I'll even put them in the food processor and mix them in with your tomato sauce, and you're getting extra vegetables right in the sauce. So some other meal tips that I have for you. Drink a full glass of water before starting any meal. This will help prevent you from overeating. It will help your digestion when you have that liquid in there. Eat your veggies first. They've done a lot of science with this. I don't know how much of it is mental, but if the veggies is the first thing you take a bite of, you tend to eat more veggies in your dinner and less of the other things. Use a smaller size plate. Don't feel like you have to use those giant dinner plates that are oversized and don't even fit in the dishwasher for your dinner, because you'll tend to put more on it. You can definitely use a smaller plate size for your meal to help control your portions if that's a challenge for you. I challenge you not to eat on the go, meaning try not to eat while you're driving. Try not to eat when you're doing other things. Be focused and mindful with your food so you can really appreciate and enjoy what it is you're having. You'll be less likely to overeat, and the whole eating process will be more enjoyable. So eat at the table without distractions like TV. This is a great time to connect with your family or friends that you live with. If you live with someone, this is a great time to do that and really enjoy your food. And remember, it's okay not to finish the plate. Sometimes my eyes are bigger than my stomach and I think I'm really hungry, and I get my plate and maybe I don't eat it all, and it's okay. I'll just wrap it up, and if I get hungry later, I'll pull it out. Don't feel like you have to finish the whole plate just because you put it on there. It's really important to journal, not just for me as a nutritionist and your coach, but also for yourself. I find when people have to write things down, they're less likely to eat stuff that they're not supposed to eat because they have to write it down. So you can use your Healthy Fit Queens journal page to record your food and beverage intake, or use a notebook, an app, another tracking tool. It really doesn't matter as long as you're recording it. It will also give you reflection, so you can go back and see, did I eat all my vegetables? Did I have half the plate in veg, protein, carbohydrate? How did I do on my snacks? And that's how you can evaluate whether or not your nutrition is on point and what you need to tweak if you're not getting the results. If you don't write anything down, it's really hard to give feedback or reflect on what it is that you need to change. Because if I think back, like, gosh, what did I eat this weekend? I don't know. That was like days ago. So it's important to write it down. Also, recording or noting how your body feels throughout the day can really tell a story to allow you to adjust your eating plan. Your energy level, maybe certain things don't make you feel good. If you have bloating or excessive gas, you might have some sort of food sensitivity. Maybe that's something that you want to eliminate from your eating if you don't like how it makes you feel. And remember, especially here at the holiday season when we're going to parties and there's appetizers, and you're trying desserts and things, those bites and tastes do add up, so you should record those in your journal. Meal planning. I said if you don't make a plan, you're going to plan to fail. And planning snacks is so important because a lot of times the vending machine looks like the one in the picture here, and there's no good options for you really out of there. So it's important to have emergency snacks for those times that you're hungry. It can be also helpful to plan a menu for the week, taking into account your work, school, and other activities, of when you're going to be arriving home, if you're going to need maybe a late afternoon snack, if you have a late meeting and aren't going to be home at your normal dinner time, if something's going to take you away from dinner. Some of you that are in Mrs. category maybe have kids that are in sports activities, or it's the time of year that kids have plays and award ceremonies. Well, those things might take you out of the house at dinner time. So planning healthy snacks to tide you over until you get home, or packing like a picnic, if you will, with items that you can easily eat in the car so that your kids aren't hungry and you're not starving, hangry, and want to go through the drive-through, or having a picnic at the location that you arrive at. Like if your kid has soccer practice on Wednesday, taking a picnic and eating at the practice so that you're not eating at 9 o'clock at night when you get home. So some of my meal prep tips that I have for you: use a calendar to plan. If you have kids or a boyfriend or even a roommate that you share your cooking with, plan out who's going to cook on which days and what they're going to make. My kids are all teenagers, and each one of them cooks one day a week, and they get to pick what they're going to make and the vegetable that we're going to have that day, and that really takes the pressure off me. So sharing that responsibility with the people you live with can be a big help, but it also gives them buy-in on what they're eating. Choose versatile ingredients so that you can cook once and use for multiple recipes. Like when I cook chicken, I'm going to buy a 10-pound bag of chicken, and I'm going to marinate it different ways and cook it on the grill all at once, or bake it in the oven all at once. And so I'm only actually doing one cooking. It's not going to take me really any extra time to cook the extra pieces of chicken, but I have chicken for all week long. And I can use that chicken on a salad. I can chop it or shred it and make little tacos. I can use it as a main dinner piece. I can chop it up and put it in broth and make a soup one night. I can do all these different things with that one ingredient that I cooked. I pick a day that I'm going to do prep. And this is not necessarily Sunday. It's a day that's the most convenient day for you. All right. And maybe your family, if someone's going to help you do that prep. You need to have time before that day to go to the grocery store and have your calendar out to plan your meals. So typically if I'm doing my cooking on Saturday as my prep day, I'm going to do my I'm going to write my list on like Thursday, have the family meeting on Friday and confirm the calendar, finish up my grocery list and go shopping so that I can do my prep all in that one day. So I'm going to try to cook the meat or pre-marinate it if you want it fresh. Cook any beans, quinoa, rice that you're going to use for the week to make it easy to add to different things. Now keep in mind that if you cook beans in a pressure cooker, it's not going to have any preservatives in it, so you really don't want to eat it past like 5 days. So keep that in mind when you're planning your menu to make sure the beans are closer to the front of the menu. Prep your raw veggies. If you can slice those up and portion them into bags, it makes it easy for grab and go snacks. I'll hard boil like a whole dozen eggs or 18 eggs and even peel them and put them in a container. So it's a very easy snack. I'm not going to have to peel it. It's already peeled. It's already cooked. It makes it really easy to add to different things. You can pre-make items that can be reheated like small omelet cups, protein waffles, protein pancakes. And these are things to make breakfast easier because most of us are rushed in the morning for whatever reason. And so this takes some of the rush out of eating a healthy breakfast. So you don't have to reach for cereal. And protein shakes are great in the morning. I love those. But I know my kids love waffles and pancakes. And so I'll make a whole bunch of those protein waffles or pancakes. You freeze them and then all you have to do is pop them in the toaster or toaster oven. And it makes for a much better nutritionally, from a nutrition perspective than cereal. And then you can portion things if you'd like into containers so the meals are ready to go. I know my husband will not, even if everything's made in the refrigerator, he's not gonna get the meat and the veg and put everything together in a container to take to work. But if the container's in there, he'll take it from the refrigerator and take it with him. So if you need that, or if you have that, you're in a rush, you can always pre-package your meals. So it's just grab and go. Remember that proper hydration is so critical to your success. It's going to impact all aspects of your body, so we need to drink more water. It promotes cardiovascular health, keeps your body cool, detoxifies your body, helps improve your brain function, helps your muscles and joint function, gives you better skin. So we all want to have that glowing face when we have our interview, and when we get on stage, the makeup's going to look better if we have good skin. Proper hydration is critical for that, as well as clean eating, because everything is going to detoxify through your skin. Aids in weight loss, aids in digestion. It protects your body from cancer, helps improve your mood, helps your organs and cells functions, improves your mood and energy. There's so many reasons that you should drink water. So how much water is enough water? Here is a quick synopsis, and you can calculate for yourself. Generally speaking, you should drink half of your body weight in ounces of water. If you live in a dry, desert, or humid climate, you'll want to add 16 ounces because that's what your body needs to function in those climates. If you're somewhere that's particularly warm, like Arizona, and it's over 90 degrees on any given day, add 16 ounces because, again, your body needs that to function properly throughout the day. And then add 8 ounces for every 15 to 20 minutes of exercise that you do in a given day. So I have a simple math example here. Most people are going to fall around the gallon mark. And it doesn't really matter how you track your water as long as you're tracking and drinking water all day long. I carry I have it right here, my gallon jug, and it's a little heavy because I've had meetings all day and it's kind of hard to drink a lot of water when you're stuck at your computer all day. So I'm going to have to drink a bunch this evening. But carrying water with you is the easiest way to drink more water. Just carry it with you all the time and track how much you're drinking. Reduce non-water beverages. This includes coffee and tea because those are actually going to dehydrate you. Sure, you can have those. Have 1 or 2 in the morning and then switch over to water. Try to cut out other things like sodas. If you're trying to cut the soda habit, you can do carbonated. You can infuse your water with fruit or vegetables. And that's an easy way to try to get some of the satisfaction that you have of drinking soda without all the sugar. If you're at like holiday parties and you want to have alcohol, that's your call. It's not my call. That's up to you if you're of a legal age. But you want to alternate your alcohol with water. So if you have a beer, then drink a full glass of water. And then if you're still there, maybe you have another beer and then you drink water, and you can alternate. This will slow down your alcohol consumption. It will prevent hangovers and make you feel a lot better. You can track your water consumption with Aqualert. It's a free tool, and that is a great way to see. It will send you prompts and reminder notifications if you need additional water. If you haven't tracked in a while, it will remind you, hey, you need to drink some water. Okay, there was a couple questions here. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Healthy snacks. So let me backtrack here for the healthy snacks. Some things that I would recommend as snacks, beef jerky, if you eat, or turkey jerky, is a great source of protein. Fresh fruit. A lot of times I'll pack what I call a salad box, which has my spinach, my cherry tomatoes, some sliced turkey or ham or leftover chicken, and I'll kind of munch on that as a snack. What else do my kids like? My kids like yogurt, and sometimes I'll make yogurt cups with a fruit already in it for them to take to different things. Chickpea snacks, dried chickpeas. I like, as a carbohydrate and protein source, a rice cake with peanut butter and either some sliced fruit or some honey on it. That's a yummy treat. Gosh, there's so many different things. My kids like multigrain bread with nut butter, and you could put sliced apple, sprinkle some cinnamon on it, and that's it's like the equivalent of a peanut butter and jelly minus the jelly. You put whatever fruit on there, whether it's sliced apple, sliced strawberries, some kind of fresh fruit in the sandwich, and it has less sugar than your typical jelly. Tuna and cracker packs, that's a good healthy snack as well. My kids love those. So those are all some of the ideas that are things that we would typically have. Question about carbonated, unflavored water. So again, if you're buying it at the store, I have a soda stream, so it makes the water, it just adds the CO2 to the water at my house. But if you're buying it at the store, I would read the label if it has anything artificial in it, stay clear of it, or if it has sugar. We're really just looking for something that's carbonated. It will make it harder if you're drinking carbonated water to drink as much, because the nature of the gas bubbles is going to fill your stomach a little. So it generally is harder to drink as much water. But generally, I would say it's an even exchange there. All right. If you're doing your exercise and you're following the HealthyFit Queens program and getting those exercise in, and you're tracking your nutrition, you're not getting the results you're looking for, there's something that's gone awry. So we would look at sleep, making sure that you get enough sleep, because that impacts weight loss as well as how you feel. Checking your hormones, thyroid, and other organ function tests. Sometimes if I have a client who is having issues, I recommend they go to their doctor and get certain tests to see if it's outside of recommended parameters. And then looking back at your journal, how accurate really is it? Looking at maybe taking more precise measurements of your food, and looking at the time of day that you're eating might have an impact on your results as well. Consistency is key. Look for healthier recipes. Reach out to me with questions. If there's something that you make that you don't know how to make it more healthy, I'll be happy to look at a recipe or recommend something. Remember, you can't out-exercise poor nutrition and eating habits. Remember the 90-10 rule. So 90% of the time we want to stay clean. 10% of the time you can go a little bit over here, but then you need to go back to the 90%. So don't let a slip up or a party one night turn into a week-long bender. I see this happen a lot, especially during the holiday. Like, oh, I went out to eat at lunch and I had a cheeseburger. and then tonight, oh, yeah, I'll go out to the bar with you for a martini because I already messed today up. And then tomorrow, like, something else happens. And then before you know it, you have like 5 terrible days of eating. So if something happens, or you didn't plan accordingly, or you had a moment of weakness and you overdid it a little bit, don't let that discourage you or make you think that you can't turn the train around. Move on. Accept that, okay, you had a slip up, and let's move forward and do better. Try to have your family and friend events focusing around activities, enjoying each other's company, and not just the eating part. And my family is Italian, so this has been a really hard one, probably one of the hardest things for me, because when we have big events, it's always focused around like, what are we going to eat? What are we going to make? And so transitioning more to, okay, what are we going to do? And we're going to eat, so let's have this. This holiday, try to eat before you go to parties so you're not ravenous, because you never know, when you put it in someone else's hands, you never know what the results are going to be in terms of what they're providing at the party. So if you eat before you go to a party, have a salad, get filled up, have a protein shake while you're driving over there. Or offer to bring some sort of healthy option, so at least you have one thing at the party that you know you can eat, are great strategies to eating less of the things that you don't want to have. If you go to a party and there's all appetizers, limit it to like that one plate, not like a mounded plate. Like, fill it up with a couple things maybe that you want to try, and then be done with it. So you can enjoy and taste, but not overdo and derail your whole plan and progress. Make changes over time. We're on a tight timetable of 6 weeks here, but a lot can happen in 6 weeks. If you lose, a safe, sustainable weight loss is 1 to 2.5 pounds per week. Most people, as we get closer to our goal weight, is going to tighten the gap and be closer to that 1 pound, maybe even a half pound. But if you multiply that out, some of you could potentially lose 12, 15 pounds in the next 6 weeks. And have the buy-in of your family or whoever you're living with to support you, because if you love sweets and your roommate or your husband buys Oreos every week and they're in the pantry, as well-intentioned as you are, that you're not going to eat the Oreos, in that moment of weakness, you had a rough day, you're going to reach in emotional eating or stress eating for those Oreos, right? Or if you're like, oh, I'm dying for something sweet, you're going to open the pantry and you're going to see what's in the pantry. So don't buy stuff that you don't want to put in your mouth, and try to get the people that are living with you to support that same thing, because it's a lot harder to talk yourself into getting in the car and going in the cold and driving to the grocery store to get those Oreos than if you actually have the Oreos already in your house. So there was a question in the chat about what foods that you'd recommend for toning. So the toning is really going to come from a combination of the exercise and doing the strength training and the cardio, combined with drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, and eating a well-balanced diet. As we get closer to the competition, the girls that I'm working with will change our eating slightly, like the last 3 weeks, to really hone in on a more specific diet to make sure that we are eating as clean as possible. But again, it's that well-balanced diet of the half vegetables, eating enough protein, limiting the unhealthy carbohydrates, and eating those healthy fiber-filled carbohydrates on your plate. Mindset is another aspect of how I help all of my clients. And mindset is so important as an aspect of wellness. So we want to try to spend time doing meditation or journaling. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. It can be a couple minutes in the morning, a couple minutes in the evening. There's some great prompts in the VIP group to help you with journaling. Remember that a positive attitude will help your self-confidence and your success. We want to set the tone in the morning when we wake up, not necessarily grabbing for that phone to check what happened on Facebook while we were sleeping, but setting the tone for, what do I want to accomplish today? What positive thoughts do I want to fill in my brain to propel me towards my goals? And then reflection in the evening, focusing on what accomplishments I made for the day, whether it's I hit my water goal, I crushed my workout, I didn't eat the chocolate that my friend offered me after lunch. Any of the things that you accomplished. And then if you had something that you're like, oh, this didn't really go as well, focusing on, okay, I accept that it didn't go that well. How can I make it better tomorrow? So that you can get that much closer to your goals each and every day. Having a vision board. The pageant is 6 weeks away. We're at the end of the year. And some of you may have been prepping for a long time and preparing for this event. But I would encourage you, if you don't have a Miss Earth USA vision board, to make one this weekend. To picture yourself. Take a picture of yourself in your evening gown and cut out a little crown and put it on your head in the picture. Set your goals. Maybe you want to crush your interview, and so you have some goals there, and you want to make a lot of connections and make new friends at the pageant, and you want to feel more confident. Set those intentions and those goals on the vision board and post it somewhere that you're going to see it, so that you stay focused on all of your goals, on your exercise, on your nutrition, on your preparations for walking on stage and making the top 5 and getting that final statement and being prepared to just wow the judges. Remember that you have me as a experienced life coach if you need to talk through negative self-talk or obstacles that you feel like you're up against the wall. That's part of my job. Some days I feel like I am part psychologist. I'm not. I'm not a psychologist, but I have experience as a coach in talking people through problem solving and giving you ideas of how you can overcome things that maybe feel insurmountable at the time. So remember, you have a number of title holder gifts from me. You have your live class sessions that you can attend. There's one event each week. You have access to my challenge VIP group. There are meal plans on there, not just 1 week. Some of them are 1 week, some of them are themed menu, cookbook, recipe books. Grab those from the VIP group. If you haven't already done your 30-minute consultation, email or message me to set that up, and I will get you on my schedule. Full access to the Healthy Fit Queens program, I'm going to send that out via PDF for you, probably tomorrow. If you decide that you want some more one-on-one time with me outside of our live sessions, you get a 20% discount on your additional services, and we can talk about what your needs are and how I can meet those needs as part of your consultation. All of you get a $20 fitness apparel gift card from my online boutiques towards a top and leggings. So if you want to shop and then let me know when you're ready to make a purchase, I can help you with that to cash in your gift card. And all of you will also get free registration to the Mental Health First Aid course. So Mental Health First Aid helps us. It's a skill-based training course that teaches you about mental health and substance abuse issues so that you can identify the signs and symptoms of mental illness or struggle with the people that you come in contact with, and signs of a crisis situation. When I mean crisis, I mean we're talking about suicide prevention. And so this is a way for you to help people get the resources that they need in your community through this certification. And I have set the class date for you all for February 15th and 17th. You have to attend both sessions. It's going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Normally it's like an 8-hour class, but I condense it to 6 hours. You earn CECs if you are a teacher, a counselor, you work at your church. Some of those you may need CECs to work with populations, and this provides you that. And again, this is I'm offering the class free. Normally it costs about $80 to $150 to register for the class. So I mentioned earlier that last year I was #2 best trainer by Pageant Planet, but they also have a category best coach. And I would love for you to help me make the top 10 this year for this. I'm happy to work with all of you. And I think if I get either of these awards this year, it's representative of all of my clients and the work that we do together in your pageant system. So again, if you put in, there's 2 separate links that will be in the slides, and they're one's for the trainer and one is for the coach. And if you put in reviews, you can actually use the same review for both because it's really like overlapping content. I'll give you a gift for those reviews because I appreciate you. You probably also saw in your email the Healthy Fit Queens Medal Challenge, and there was a bunch of different things related to this challenge. Some of you have already gotten some of these points, and I'll send out a tracker for you to keep track of how many points you've accumulated from now until the pageant. Step 1 was the Zoom consultation. If you've done that, you've already earned one of your challenge points. You get a free 1-week meal plan, and then as you work through the meal plan and the Healthy Fit Queens workouts, if you take a photo of your food, or you take a sweaty selfie, or a video of you working out and you tag me, each of those posts will count towards the challenge points. As we have prep challenges from now until pageant, I'll probably have a special focus each week. Those will also give you points towards the challenge. At the national competition, if you visit me and do a social media post and tag us, you'll get a point for that. And I haven't gotten details on where the booth is or when that will be exactly. But I'll be sure to share that with you. If you post a testimony to social media about the challenge or the tools provided, you get 5 points for that. And again, if you do a review for Pageant Planet, for either coach or trainer, you could use that same review as a testimony as well. I'm not trying to make it complicated. So that Healthy Fit Queens journal, I will be sending that out. It's a PDF, and I'll send that out tomorrow. Other ways to get points: attend any of our Zoom events. So you get another point for being here today. Thank you very much. And any of the upcoming activities that we have planned. So if you participate, for example, in the next one, which will be the Bikini Body Camp workout, you'll get a point. If you post about you do the suicide awareness walk on the 22nd and post a picture, you get a point for that. By joining each of the groups, you get a point for each one of those. That's easy, right? And when you sign up for the mental health first aid course, you will get a point for that as well. Again, that will be in February, but I will set up the registration link and get that sent out to everyone so that you can register for that. There's a book that is part of the curriculum that I recommend that you have when you go through the course, because it's like a wealth of information. The book costs $20. That's not included in the course, but you do get the registration for the class absolutely free. And if you take advantage of the fitness gift card for your apparel and post us a picture of you in your new apparel and tag us, you get a point for that as well. I will open up to any other questions, and I want to take a group photo. Let's see here. Yes, the question is, are you supposed to be tracking your own points? Yes, I will. I'm putting together a tracking form, and I'm asking that you kind of track your points for each of the categories, and everyone will submit their tracking form at the national competition, and then I will verify the results of that. Yes. So you track and I verify. All right, everyone give me, if you have your video off and you're at a place that you can turn it on so we can get a picture and not just have your name, that would be awesome. All right. And I'll post this picture this evening. And so if you want to tag yourself in it, you can do that too. All right, I think we have about everybody. Big smile and hold it. All right. If you'd like to unmute and ask me any more questions, I'll be happy to take additional questions.
Will you include the link and the information about the discount to the apparel in your email as well?
I can't hear you. It looks like you're talking, but I can't hear you. Let's see.
Try again, maybe?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Are you going to include the link to the apparel site in your email as well?
Yes, yes, I will. There will be a list of all you'll have a PDF of all the slides, but I'll try to put all the links at the top. So if you haven't joined one of the groups or you need to register for the first aid class or whatnot, you'll have all of those things at the top. Other questions? Well, I thank you all for your attention and coming. I know it was a little bit long. We had so much to talk about. I hope it was worthwhile and helpful to you. Tell your friends if they missed it. I am going to be uploading a copy of the video so that they can rewatch, get it on the other side. Have a great night, everyone. You know, I'm very accessible, so please reach out to me if you need anything at all. And I look forward to seeing some of you on your upcoming consultations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.